gentlemen, at this time, we ask them that you please rise and remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to Thousand Oaks, California. We are in TO. It is California Lutheran University, the home of the Conejo Oaks, where the Blues take on the Oaks for the fifth time this season and will face Chris Torres, right-hander at Simi Valley, hometown kid, on the mound facing the Blues for the second time. Last time they saw Torres, they were able to get to him, and the Blues, who have their full complement of players back, come in with their record of 22-13 to face the Oaks, who come in with their record of 16-13. This is a big game in the South. And the Blues, who are coming off of back-to-back wins against the last-place Barons, sit in second place in the CCL South at 12-11. That's their conference record. They're 3.5 games behind the first-place Saints and Santa Barbara Foresters, who are tied and both play today in Pershing Park. So whoever wins that game will be in sole possession of first place. This game, though, of course, with playoff implications. The Oaks are still trying to work their way into the playoff hunt. Right now, they sit in third, because we have to remember the Foresters will not go to Lincoln. So right now the Oaks are in third with their conference record of 10-12. They're a game and a half behind the Blues coming into today. But the fourth place Riptide are just half a game behind the Oaks. And if they win today and the Oaks lose, they could be in trouble as this season winds down and the playoff hunt is on for everyone in the CCL South. And it's another matchup between the Blues and Oaks coming up. Right-hander Chris Torres takes the mound and toes the rubber for the second time against the Blues. Comes in with his record of 2-2, ERA of 8.57. It's actually the highest on this pitching staff. Torres has had a rough go of it late. This will be his fifth start, seventh appearance overall. 21 full innings pitched for the right-hander out of Simi Valley. Goes to Glendale Community College. His last start against the Saints on July 15th. He went 2 1/3, 6 earned runs, and 7 hits for Torres. Did not strike out a batter. Very unlike Chris, and faces a top third of this Blues lineup that brings Ryan Cermak, TJ Clarkson, and Mason Grotto to the plate. Torres versus Cermak as we're underway. First pitch is lined out to center, and Sandoval is under it to make the catch for a loud first out.
Number 16, TJ Clarkson.
Here's TJ Clarkson. We did not see him in the Blues lineup yesterday. Batting in the 2-hole. Manning first base. 1 pitch and 1 out as we're just underway in the top of the first. Breaking ball. Drops in for strike 1. Torres' last start against the Blues, he went 4 full. 0-1. This is with the fastball, and it's 1-1. That came on July 9th. 5 earned runs for Torres in that one. 7 hits allowed. Walked 3 men. Fouled off, and it's 1-2. No one on and 1 out for Clarkson. 1-2 the count. That one's sent out to left. That's going to drop for a base hit. TJ Clarkson gets the hitting underway for the Blues as he's safe at first with a single.
Now batting, number 15, Mason
Grotto comes to the plate now with Clarkson on first and 1 out. Facing Torres. For Grotto, the average at 383. Coming into play. In that start against Torres, Grotto was 2 for 5. And that one takes a strike. Both those hits coming off of Torres. Also drove in a run. Back on the 9th. Torres starts him with strike 1 and throws to first to check on Clarkson. He's still safe. Torres dealing out of the stretch early. Gives up the base hit to Clarkson. 1 man on and 1 out for Grotto. 0-1 the count. And breaking ball dips low. Ball 1. One ball and 1 strike to Grotto. Lines that one out to right. And that one is caught by Foreman. Clarkson will range back into first. And now there's 2 outs for AJ Esperanza DHing and batting cleanup tonight. Esperanza, who doubled yesterday, that's 4th. 2 gone in the top of the first. No score. TJ Clarkson safe at first after singling. Torres throws over to first again. Checking on TJ. Esperanza awaits the first pitch from Torres. This is outside, ball 1. Torres trying to limit the damage here early. It's only been a base hit so far. Torres usually, in his previous starts, in all of his starts, this being his 5th, is a lot cleaner through the first couple innings. And then when he gets to that second or third time around facing the lineup again, they're able to get to him. And that's what the season trends will tell you. And the ERA at 8.57 for Chris Torres. 1-0 the count to Esperanza. He has not seen a second pitch. There it is, and it misses for ball 2. The average at 250 for Esperanza. That misses for ball 3. And Torres on the doorstep of walking his first batter today. The average for AJ at 316. His average in conference play against teams in the South is 250, but overall it's 316. There's the first strike. And AJ will await a 5th pitch. He did get the start on the 9th against Torres and the Oaks. Went 1 for 5 against Chris. Got the first hit off of him, actually, and it was a double. That ended up getting the scoring started for the Blues. Esperanza would bring in 2 in that ballgame. Misses for ball 4, and he's aboard with a walk.
Now batting, number 28, Justin Trimble.
Justin Trimble getting the start. Batting 5th and playing right field. Another lefty deployed by Bob Miller. Bob told our statistician Max Lober, and Max told me that this is every lineup, this is every lefty that the Blues can start in their lineup. Everyone is being deployed, and Trimble takes ball 1 as they'll face Torres, the right-hander. So Tate Samuelson gets the day off. Trimble steps in right. Kretschbauer will man third base because of it. Costello, lefty, plays left field. And Mark Armstrong doing the catching. 1-0. Swung on and missed. Strike 1. Count even. Armstrong doing the catching today. Shell was injured in the ballgame yesterday. So Armstrong steps back in. He started the majority of games while Shell was out. 1 ball and 1 strike to Trimble. 2 men on. 2 outs, top of the first. Breaking ball. Misses for ball 2. balls and 1 strike. Take strike 2. Trimble's average at 214 coming into play. Last time we were here in Conejo, he pitched in a blowout loss. That's fouled off. That was the Blues' worst loss of the season in terms of margin. It was a 9-run victory for Conejo. They would win 14-5. That's the last time we were here. So Trimble, when he pitches in Thousand Oaks, number's not the best, but when he hits, he's had a go-ahead hit here this season, and that came on the 4th. That's fouled off. Still 2-2. Clarkson's at second, and Esperanza's at first. 2 men aboard with 2 outs in the top of the first. Still no score. Two balls and 2 strikes. Breaking ball. Lined to Smith at second. Hardly hit, but into the glove of Grant Smith for the 3rd out. Blues get a hit and a walk, but strand them both on first and second. Torres pitches a scoreless top of the first, and we will head to the home half with Mike Gutierrez, the lefty, out of UCSB, taking the mound for San Luis Obispo. Here's how the Oaks will line up against Mike. Austin Carrillo will lead off and play left field. Grant Smith just caught that line out. The 3rd out is the second baseman batting second, Raul Sandoval. Batting third, the center fielder, Brendan Durfee. The cleanup hitting DH, Anson Arrows. Batting 5th and doing the catching, Brendan Bobo. Slugging first baseman, bats 6th. JT Naviak bats second and plays shortstop. Greg Melhaff, third baseman, and TJ Foreman is the right fielder. Rounding things out, that's how the Oaks will line up against Mike Gutierrez. For Gutierrez, it's his 7th start and his 7th appearance overall. Record at 1-1 for Mike. 5.4 ERA. 21 2/3 innings pitched, 24 strikeouts on the season, 11 walks, 16 hits. Last start came against the first place Saints, picked up a loss in a 3 2/3 effort. Brought in 3 earned runs were charged to him, 4 hits, 5 walks. That's where he struggled, was the command, and the 5 walks certainly hurting him. Last time he pitched against the Oaks was on July 4th. That was in a winning effort for the Blues. They would win 6-5. Justin Trimble picking up the go-ahead RBI single. Final in that one, 6-5. Carrillo leads things off for the Oaks. Facing Mike Gutierrez out of Whittier. No score as we at the bottom of the first. Carrillo leads things off for the Oaks. They're coming off of a loss to Arroyo Seco. They lost 7-2. Trying to protect their home field where they last picked up a win against this Blues squad, who's won 2 in a row. First pitch from Gutierrez, misses high ball 1. Bottom of the first underway, still no score. Blues get a hit and a walk. Strand 2 men on. One-0 pitch. Gutierrez deals ball 2. On the season, Gutierrez has only walked 11 batters again, 5 of those coming in his last start back on the 18th. Easily a season high for him. His first, or his season high prior to that, was 3. This one is grounded to Grotto at second. No gun to first. Mason has not played second base in some time. It is one of the 5 defensive positions we've seen him at. And if you talk to his family, he can do anything except pitch and catch. And we're seeing it. Grotto getting the first out at second. Says he enjoys playing the infield, keeps him on his toes. We've seen him in left field primarily. Really likes to play third base, but put at second as Kretschmar plays third for the Blues. Here's Grant Smith, second baseman, batting second. 1 out and no one on for him in the bottom of the first. That's ball one. One 0 pitch. That's popped up and out of play. Count even at 1-1. The last game here, the 14-5 loss, was a back and forth game for the early innings and then would be blown open in the latter half. That misses. Ball two. It was a 6-run bottom of the third for the Oaks that would break things open. 2-1. That misses. Count now 3-1. Blues had a 6-run inning last night. In the bottom of the sixth. They won 11-4. 3 balls and 1 strike. Ball 4. And first walk issued. Grant Smith will take first base. First base runner for the Oaks.
Now that number 14, Raul Sandoval.
The first 3 innings of the last game here featured 9 runs being scored. The first, if we want to go 5, it featured 14. 19 total were scored. None have scored yet. Oaks just got their first base runner. Walk issued to Grant. He's safe at first. Raul Sandoval at the plate, awaiting a 1-0 pitch. Popped up, and the infield will have a look this time. It's out and right. And Trimble has it. There's 2 gone.
Now that number 24,
Brendan Durfee bats cleanup and DHs. He'll bat with Smith on first and 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Still no score. Gutierrez has already issued an early walk, but still looking to get out of the inning. Durfee fouls the first pitch off. It's 0-1. For Durfee, the average at 281. Nothing in 1 pitch. This is grounded back to Mike. He'll step over the mound, toss to first, and that ends the inning. Gutierrez pitches around a walk and pitches a scoreless bottom of the first. We will head to the top of the second, and the Blues bats getting their second chance. It's Austin Kretschmar who will lead things off for the Blues against Chris Torres. Torres gave up a single to Clarkson and walked Esperanza, was able to strand 2 men on. Gutierrez, no hits, allowed a walk and pitched around it. Torres will face Kretschmar in a scoreless ballgame here as we'll enter the top of the second in Thousand Oaks. Happy to have you along with us on the Blue Streaming Network. We are in Thousand Oaks. We're in SoCal. Made about the 2.5-hour bus ride down here. Temperatures in the high 70s here at California Lutheran University. And I'm going to take a short break and be right back with you. Thanks for making the Blue Streaming Network part of your Saturday afternoon. We've got one more of these after tonight. Road games, I mean. No break. We'll keep it here. Kretschmar stands in and faces Torres. Top of the second underway. Austin Kretschmar, first time we're getting to see Austin play third base. In every game that he started, he has come in and played second base, played it well, and getting a chance with a day off for Tate Samuelson, who's been certainly getting his workload, especially with men out, and he was forced to play every day. First pitch from Torres, in there for a strike, and we're underway in the top of the second. Still no score here in Thousand Oaks. Kretschmar stands in with no one on and no one out, awaiting an 0-1 pitch. Fastball is lined out to left, and Carrillo extends fully and makes the catch. One gone. Every ball's been hard hit for the Blues. Nothing to show for it yet other than the TJ Clarkson base hit. Here's Nick Costello, another one of those lefties being deployed, getting the start in left field today. One gone in the top of the second. First pitch, fastball, is strike one. Torres, who is a fast worker on the mound, 0-1. Breaking ball is fouled off to the right side, and it's 0-2. Curveball coming in at 66 miles per hour from the right arm of Torres. Wears a silver chain around his jersey. 0-2 pitch. Line back into center, and it's a base hit for Nick Costello. A lot of hard hit balls. Second hit to show for the Blues offense. It's Costello aboard with a single, bringing Mark Armstrong to the plate. We got to know Mark in his time doing the catching for the Blues when Austin Shell was out. Obviously, Johnny Bloom injured when we were last in Irvine. And Armstrong has stepped in to fill the void. Bats with a runner on first and one out at the top of the second. Scoreless ball game here at Cal-Lu. Strike one. On the count. Costello safe at first. Throw over to first, checks on him, and he is safe. Thought it would be close. We've seen Torres throw over to first. Every time he's allowed a man on, it's the second hit he's allowed, and stands in to face Mark Armstrong. Throw over to first again, and there will be no slide as Costello steps in. On one pitch. Breaking ball misses. 65 miles an hour on the curve. Nice having the scoreboard working, letting us know how fast the pitches are coming in there. Torres, the fastball, mid-80s. But the off-speed, 20 mile. You're talking a 20 mile an hour difference in velocity. One ball and one strike. This one is grounded to Smith at second. He'll gun to second and now throw to first in time. And it's an inning ending 4-6-3 double play. Torres gives up the single to Costello, but a 4-6-3 ground out by Mark Armstrong ends the inning. That's it for the Blues in their half of the second. We will head to the bottom of the second now in a tie ball game here in Thousand Oaks, California. You're listening to Blues Baseball on the Blues Streaming Network. I'm Zach Ebrahim. Happy to have you along with us. I'm going to take a short break and be right back with you. Thanks for hanging out.
Now number 7, Anson Arrows.
Arrows, the catcher for the Oaks, stands in to face Mike Gutierrez. Gave up a walk to Grant Smith in the bottom of the first, but no hits. And Arrows leads things off in the home half of the second. No score here in TO. Blues and Oaks for the 5th time this season. Ball one. Both teams have split their 4 previous meetings coming into this one. Second pitch to Arrows. That's in there for a strike. Breaking ball misses. Ball 2. No outs in the bottom of the second. Also no score. Wind blowing out to right. In there. Strike 2. Count even. Two balls and 2 strikes. That one's popped up. Infield will have a look. Armstrong as it drifts out of play. That one landed close. Two-two pitch. Grounded foul to the left side. For Gutierrez, longest he's gone in a ball game, 5 full innings, and that was against the Oaks. Back on July 4th, we were here. He gave up 2 earned runs on 4 hits, 2 walks, and second most strikeouts he's had in a game with 6. Season high is 7. 2-2. Misses for ball 3. We saw in that one, he only walked 2, then would come back against the Foresters on the 11th, a week later, and not give up any walks, but 6 hits and 4 earned runs. Blues would win that game, though, 7-5 in Pershing Park. 2-2. This one is sent out to left. Several Blues thinking they have a play. And indeed, it is Kretschmar from third base makes the catch in foul ground. And that's the first out.
Now back, number 5.
No one having any trouble making contact so far. There have been no strikeouts. We're in the bottom of the second with just 1 out for Brendan Bobo. Bobo, up and down season, started red hot. Hits for a lot of power, has half this team's home runs. Take strike 1. So you know, play first base today. Can play first or third. Freshman at Cal State Fullerton, Santa Cruz, hometown. Pops one up. And drifting out of play, it's 0-2. The average at 279. He's got 23 RBIs on the team. The next closest is JT Naviak with 11. He's got 12 more. 10 extra base hits, 4 doubles, 5 homers, and a triple. Coming off of that 7-2 loss against the Saints, went 1 for 3 with that triple and a run driven in. Breaking pitch misses. 1-2 the count. One-two pitch. Misses. Count even. Just 1 gone in the bottom of the second. Bobo facing Gutierrez for the first time today. Fouled off. Reached the bat out in front of that one. And stays alive. We've seen lengthy at-bats, none resulting into much. except for their lone base runner, Grant Smith, who worked a walk. And that wasn't even the longest at-bat we've seen. Count is 2-2. Hit sharply down the right field line. And he'll see another pitch. What'll this be, Max? What'll this be? Sixth pitch. Feels like more.
Or
Seventh upcoming to Bobo. 2 balls and 2 strikes. No one on and 1 out. Bottom of the second, no score. This one is grounded to Grotto. Gloves it. Guns it. Got him. Nice play by Mason Grotto. Has not played second in weeks. Fields the ground out, and there's 2 gone.
Now batting. Number 3, JT Daviak.
Here's Daviak, and this is one of the hotter bats in the Oaks lineup. Has absolutely taken off. The average at just 253 now, but the infielder is coming off of 4 straight multi-hit games as he takes strike 1, including a 2-for-4 performance yesterday. Had a solo homer. That was his first career home run. High school, college, summer ball, first home run. Takes strike 2, and the count is 0-2. He's a sophomore at Cal State Fullerton. Teammate of Bobo's. And Austin Shell. Foul tipped. Still 0-2. Hometown of Honolulu. Playing a summer ball in Thousand Oaks. His dad's in town for the weekend to watch him. 2 outs in the bottom of the second, no score. 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball.
nice.
Just missed. Was a good pitch. One ball and 2 strikes. Fouled against the netting. Still 1-2. Two gone and no one on for Naviak. Flares went out to shallow left. Mercado is under it, and it's a 1-2-3 second inning of work for Mike Gutierrez. We'll head to the top of the third. Still scoreless, and still Chris Torres out there on the mound for the Oaks. Ruben Mercado will be set to lead things off for the Blues in their half of the third. They've gotten 2 hits and a walk, 3 base runners total. None have come in to score yet off of Chris Torres, who, as mentioned, is sharp through the first innings of ball games. First 3, you could say. And then it's the second and third time through that lineup, if the pitch count allows him to stay in there, where teams on the season will eventually start to hit him. And so we'll see if that holds true. It's a trend of Torres' season, an unfortunate one for a talented pitcher. Went to Sierra Canyon High School in Chatsworth. In his last 2 starts, he has given up 11 earned runs. Has given up a season high 6 twice.
Now batting. Number 1, Ruben Mercado.
Mercado stands in. No one on and no one out. Top of the third underway. Scoreless ball game here at Kalu. Mercado with the average at 231 coming into play. First pitch. Line to Bobo at first, and he'll tap the bag unassisted for the first out. One pitch and 1 out. And back to the top of the Blues lineup and Ryan Cermak.
Now batting. Number 21, Ryan Cermak.
Average at 325 for the junior out of Illinois State. Taking ball one on a breaking pitch in his first 2 games back. Ryan is 4 for 8, a double, triple, homer, and 3 RBIs. Swung on and missed. Strike one. Also was hit by a pitch yesterday, but has tacked on to his RBI total. Stands at 25. 1 ball and 1 strike. Torres deals one to Cermak. That is sent out to left center. And ranging on to make the catch is Sandoval. There's 2 gone now. Cermak has 2 loud outs to center so far.
Now batting, number 16, TJ Clarkson.
No one on for Clarkson, who's 1 for 1 with a single. Ball 1. TJ, the last time we were here, went as he takes ball 2. 2 for 3 with a double and was hit by a pitch once. With his walk total, which he has 18, Tate Samuelson has 19. Even when they're not hitting, they're just on-base machines. 2-0. Lined out to left. Oh, nice catch by Austin Carrillo, and that'll end the inning. A lot of contact being made by both teams. We are through 2.5, and there has not been a strikeout. Curious. Bottom of the third coming up. We'll see if Mike Gutierrez can change that, and he will face the bottom half of this Oaks lineup. He has allowed 1 walk. Other than that, he's faced the minimum. A lot of soft contact off of Mike Gutierrez. 2 scoreless innings for him. Just the 1 walk allowed. Bottom of the third coming up. Scoreless ball game here in TO. I'm Zach Ebrahim. I'm going to take a short break and be right back with you. Can't thank you enough for making Blues Baseball and the Blues Streaming Network part of your Saturday afternoon. I'll be right back.
Now batting, number 4, Greg Melhoff.
Here's Melhoff, and it's the first time we've seen Greg Melhoff against the Blues, manning third base. So he'll make his debut against the Blues here in Game 5 between the Oaks and Blues. Ball 1 from Gutierrez. Strike 1, just underway here, bottom of the third. Melhoff leading things off. That's strike 2, and he's ahead. One ball and 2 strikes to Greg Melhoff. Grounded foul. Stays alive to see another one. For Melhoff, this is just his 10th game with the Oaks. Average at 188 in his short stint. No one on, no one out. No score, bottom third. Breaking pitch misses high, ball 2. Two pitch. Lined into center field for a base hit, and Melhalf is aboard with the first hit of the Oaks day. Second base runner they've had. Foreman steps in with Melhalf aboard. His base hit to center has him safe at first, and still no outs and no score in the bottom of the third. Gutierrez has allowed his first hit. It's against Greg Melhalf. Missing in the dirt, ball 1. Melhalf has stolen 1 base this season. TJ Foreman, the average at 255. The man at the plate leads the team in stolen bases with 12, the only one with double digits. 1 ball, no strikes. Showing bunt, laying it down, and it's foul. Count even. One ball and 1 strike. It's Gutierrez' second time pitching here. At Kalu, that is. And now they've got Melhalf in a pickle. He'll be out. That is not how we saw the last time the Blues had someone in a pickle go. It was Kamau Neighbors of the Barons, and he ended up being safe at first. But the leadoff single by Melhalf is erased. There's now 1 out and no one on for Foreman with the count even at 1-1. Popped up in the infield to have a look. Now it's in shallow right center. Cermak under it for the catch. 2 gone.
Now batting, number 17, Austin Carrillo.
Carrillo 0 for 1 with a ground out to second. At the top of this lineup is an on-base machine. Average at 293. Solid contact hitter. Shows bunt, lays it down. Gutierrez cannot shovel. Tried to go with the glove all the way and shovel it to first. But Carrillo is aboard with the bunt single. It's the second hit of the inning and the second hit of the day now for the Oaks. The first courtesy of Greg Melhalf. He was caught stealing, and so that was immediately erased, I should say. Grant Smith stands in now. He was the first base runner the Oaks had. He worked a walk against Gutierrez in the first. Carrillo's aboard with a single. 2 outs, bottom third. Fouled off and out of play. For Smith back in the first. Throw over to first. Checks on Carrillo. He's safe. For Smith, that walk in the first was his 12th on the season, and his average at 239. Hometown of San Antonio. Nothing in 1 pitch coming from Gutierrez. In there. Strike 2. He's ahead now. No balls and 2 strikes.
just want to make sure I forgot to double check.
Nothing in 2-pitch. Got him swinging. That's the first strikeout of the entire game. And Gutierrez strikes out Smith swinging for the third out. And that ends the third. 3-3, no score. And we'll head to the top of the fourth. This one moving on. Grotto will lead things off for the Blues in the top of the fourth in a scoreless ball game here in Thousand Oaks.
Thank you, by the way, for doing it again. I meant to just double
Torres
check
will
with you
start
before the game
his
started.
fourth
I
inning of
just
work
remembered, I'm
when
like,
we come
oh,
back.
no, I hope he- Thank you.
So far, only 2 hits allowed, 1 walk. No strikeouts yet. Same exact line as Gutierrez, except for the 1 strikeout, which Mike got to end the third. I'll be right back. Top of the fourth coming up. Still no score. Blues and Oaks for the 5th time this season. Thanks for hanging out. Top of the fourth underway here at Sparky Anderson Field. First pitch from Torres to Grotto misses, ball 1. Again, we're seeing the breaking stuff, curveball specifically from Torres. 65 miles an hour, fastball at 85. 20-mile-an-hour difference in velocity. Try to throw these hitters off, but Grotto's ahead in this count, 2-0. Flew out to right in his first at-bat. No one on and no one out. Elevated fastball. Elevated too much, and it is quickly 3-0. .30 pitch. Grotto takes strike 1. Mason has walked 15 times coming into today's ball game. Here's the 3-1. That misses for ball 4. He has walked 16 times this season. And it's the second walk issued by Torres.
Now batting, number 5, AJ Esperanza.
Esperanza stands in. He was the first walk issued by Torres. So he reached his first time up, batting with Grotto safe at first. Blues get the leadoff man on for the first time this ball game. Grounded to Smith at second. He'll take the out at first. And Grotto advances 90 feet. He's now in scoring position at second.
Now batting, number 28, Justin Trimble.
Worked as good as a bunt. 4-3 on the ground out. Bringing Trimble to the plate. Lined out sharply to second to end the first, his first time up. So he's 0 for 1. Standing now with a runner in scoring position in the form of Mason Grotto. Still no score in the top of the fourth. Just 1 out as Torres checks second and deals to Trimble. This is grounded to short, and gunning there for the second out is Naviak. Grotto advances 90 feet again, and now there's 2 gone for Austin Kretschmar.
Now batting,
Kretschmar flew out to left. Torres tasked with stranding a runner at third with 2 outs in a scoreless ball game in the fourth. Here's the first pitch to Kretschmar. Hitting the dirt, ball 1. Kretschmar with that average approaching 300. Senior at Stanford, coming off of a 3-hit ball game. Most hits he's gotten in one game as a Blue. Also brought 2 runs in. Swings at the elevated fastball, flares it out to right. Foreman ranging on and makes the catch. Runner is indeed stranded at third. Blues get the leadoff walk from Grotto and 3 quick outs. Strand him in scoring position. Torres has pitched well out of the stretch, as has Mike Gutierrez. Torres has gotten through 4, holding the Blues scoreless. 2 hits, 2 walks, no strikeouts. Bottom of the 4th coming up, Mike Gutierrez will deal to Raul Sandoval in a scoreless ball game here in Thousand Oaks. Happy to have you along with us on the Blue Streaming Network. Zach Ibrahim alongside Max Lober here at our fold-out table at Kalu. Nice day. Wind blowing out to right. Bus ride wasn't too bad. Stopped for food. And here we are. Going to stay in SoCal overnight because tomorrow's ball game's at 1. We'll have first pitch for you from Compton, but till then, pitcher's duel here in TO here early. Bottom 4th coming up. Gutierrez will deal to Sandoval in just a moment. Here's Sandoval 0 for 1. Flew out to right his first time up. Leads off the bottom of the 4th for the Oaks. Taking ball 1 from Gutierrez. That's swung on and missed. Missed it by a foot. And the count is 1-1. Oaks had 2 hits in the 3rd. They got their leadoff man on for the first time today, and Milhaf was caught stealing. And you think about what could have been if he remained on when Carrillo singled, and possibly they were able to rally. But it would all be for naught. Swung on and missed through the fastball, and Gutierrez is ahead 1-2 on Raul Sandoval. One-two pitch. Breaking ball just misses, and it's ball 2. Count even. Best part about the angle we have here at Kalu is being able to see the break on these pitches for Mike. That one was a fastball sent out to left, ranging back, and making the catch is Costello, as Sandoval threatened to leave the yard, but just enough to stay in. Costello had room, made the catch on the warning track, and there's one gone and no one out. One gone and no one on for Brendan Durfee. Loud first out. Sandoval's 0 for 2. Durfee 0 for 1. First pitch from Gutierrez. Breaking ball that stays high. Ball 1. One 0 pitch. Fastball outside corner. Strike called. Durfee gets the explanation. No one on and 1 out. Bottom 4. Scoreless all game. Gutierrez delivers strike 2. Same part of the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Grounded foul to the right side. Still 1-2. Sandoval flew out to left to start the inning off. Very little offense. Just 2 hits for the Oaks, both in the last inning. 1-2. Threw the bat out at that one, and it's flown out to Mercado. Quickly, 2 gone for Anson Arrows.
Number 7, Anson Arrows.
Arrows flew out to left, 0 for 1 today. That's with no one on and 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. Scoreless ball game still. This one is lined to left. That's a base hit. Arrows is aboard with a single. Anson Arrows now 1 for 2. That's the 3rd hit for the Oaks. And that'll bring Brendan Bobo, the ever dangerous Brendan Bobo, to the plate. CCL All-Star. He is a slugger. Blues and Oaks, they got to play against each other in the showcase game. Blues players, of course, moving on to the North roster. Oaks stayed in the South. Both teams had both starting pitchers in that game. For the South, from the Oaks, it was Cody Adcock. Of course, for the North and the Blues, it was Matt Sox. Ball 1 to Brendan Bobo. Arrows safe at first, 2 gone. One-zero pitch. Way high. And it's a wild one that allows Arrows to take second. Yeah, 2 balls, no strikes. Now 3 balls, no strikes. Bobo 0 for 1. Oaks, for the second straight inning, have a runner in scoring position. This time it's Arrows who singled and advanced to second on a wild pitch. Bobo is in a 3-0 count with 2 gone in the bottom of the 4th. That's ball 4. In above the shoulders. That was ball 4, it was. Bobo takes first base. Runners on first and second now for the Oaks, and JT Naviak, their hottest hitter, steps to the plate. What movie is this song from?
Number 3.
This is from a movie.
Yeah.
Man, Rocky? No, man, I don't think it's Rocky. Could be. 2 on and 2 out. Bottom 4. Naviak 0 for 1. Ball 1. Naviak's RBI total at 9. Chance to add to that. In the midst of a hot streak, 4 straight multi-hit games coming into play today. 1-0 pitch. That drops low, ball 2. Armstrong quickly. Gonna have a word with Gutierrez. Sort things out. First time Armstrong has caught Mike. Two balls, no strikes. Arrows is at second, and Bobo is at first. No score, bottom 4. Gutierrez checks second momentarily, now deals. This one is fouled back and out of play. It is 2-1. Gutierrez an out away from ending the inning. Got Sandoval to fly out to left. Got Durfee to pop out to short. Now dealing with traffic and pitching out of the stretch. And the count is 2-1 to Naviak. Fouled off again, and the count's even at 2-2. Gutierrez with just the one strikeout. He got that to end the third in a 2-strike count against Naviac. Here's the 2-2 pitch. It dips low. It gets away. And it's the second wild pitch of the inning, allowing both runners to advance 90 feet and now both be in scoring position. Count is also full to Naviac. Now Arrows is at third and Bobo is at second. Still 2 gone in the bottom of the fourth. And JT Naviac awaits a payoff pitch. Here it is. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Gutierrez gets out of a jam, gets his second strikeout, his second time ending an inning with a strikeout. And this one had runners on second and third. We are still scoreless. Absolute pitcher's duel as we will head to the top of the fifth. Hope you're enjoying this one so far. It's been fun. It's been interesting. And Torres will take the mound, try to match his longest start this season. We're going to the top of the fifth. We are still tied at 0 here at Thousand Oaks, Sparky Anderson Field, Cal Lutheran University. We're going to take a short break and be right back with you. Thanks for hanging out in the Blue Streaming Network. Welcome back. Top 5, no score. Torres to face Costello. It was 1 for 1 against him. Singled back in the bottom of the second. Torres has pitched 5 scoreless innings. 4, trying for 5, as he'll deliver strike 1 to Costello. So he's in the midst of his second time through the lineup. So far, so good. Ball 1, count even to Costello. Out of UCSD. Played a lot of high school basketball. Saw him in the Y the other day with Cade Walker. They were shooting hoops. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Both are better than me, and I'm actually not bad. 1 ball and 2 strikes. No one on, no one out. Top 5 scoreless. Checked his swing on a breaking ball in the dirt. And it's 2-2. That's ball 3. Count's been worked full. Costello with the average at 119 actually had, as he'll take ball 4 and take a walk. One of his better games. You could argue one of his best against the Oaks. That was back on July 10th. In the midst of the blowout, he ended up going 1 for 1 with 2 runs scored. He drove in a run. He walked 3 times. He has reached now in both his plate appearances, bringing Mark Armstrong to the plate, who grounded into a double play the last time Costello reached to lead off an inning. 1 man on, no one out. Armstrong swings and misses through that one, and in the process, Costello takes second base. It's his second stolen base of the season. No? Oh, foul tipped. My mistake. 0-1 the count. Costello's still at first. No balls and one strike to Armstrong. Costello is still safe at first after working a walk, and Torres checks on him there. He's still safe. Leadoff man on for now the second straight inning. And for the second straight time, it's Costello. 0-1. Armstrong reaching at a pitch off the plate, trying to lay it down for a bunt. The count's 0-2. Getting the sign from Bob Miller. Oaks manager Dave Solis having some words with the home plate umpire. He's been here for 15 seasons. Has been a staple with the Oaks. It's Bob Miller's first season, and it has gone well. This is game 36. Can you believe it? Blues come in 22-13. 0-2 pitch. Armstrong lays down the bunt this time. Torres digs it out of the grass, guns to first. That's the first out. And in the process, Costello advances 90 feet, and now he's in scoring position at second for Ruben Mercado.
Now batting, number 1, Ruben Mercado.
Ruben 0 for 1, grounded out to first, unassisted, back in the third, leading off the inning. Now bats with a runner in scoring position and just one out in a scoreless ball game in the top of the fifth. First pitch from Torres to Mercado is taken in the dirt, ball 1, and a good stop by Arrows. One ball and no strikes. Armstrong just advanced Costello 90 feet with his bunt. 1-0. That is grounded and fielded by Melhalf, cutting in front of Naviak, and it ends up going down as a 5-3 ground out. Well, Blues have their chance now with a runner at third and 2 outs to see what they can do in terms of situational hitting. Infield shifted to the left as Torres deals strike 1 on a curveball. Costello is at third. There are 2 outs in the top of the fifth. And Cermak at the plate. He's 0 for 2 with 2 flyouts to center field. Here's an 0-1 pitch. It's an elevated fastball, and it's taken for ball 1. Count even. Cermak has been on fire since returning to the Blues lineup in the leadoff spot. 4 for 8, 3 RBIs. Breaking ball, hammered out to left. Ranging back is Carrillo at the track, and he'll have room to make the catch. Inning over. Costello stranded at third, and it's the third loud out for Ryan Cermak. That one unfortunately ends the inning. We are still scoreless heading to the bottom of the fifth. Absolute pitcher's duel. And Mike Gutierrez will toe the rubber, trying for his 5th inning of work, as Chris Torres has gotten through 5 scoreless and has not struck a batter out. Very impressive from Chris. Pitching to contact and weak contact. Even if after allowing the leadoff man to reach in 3 innings, he's been able to strand a runner at third. We're tied at 0, and we're going to head to the bottom of the 5th. Gutierrez will face Melhalf when we come back. Thanks for hanging out on the Blue Streaming Network.
Number 4, Gray Bellhawk.
Melhoff stands in. He's 1 for 1. He led off the third with a single, but would be caught stealing, and that was quickly erased. Gutierrez set to start his 5th inning of work. Breaking ball, strike 1. That curve is pretty. And he gets ahead, 0-1 on Melhoff. We're in the bottom of the 5th. Swung on and missed. It's 0-2. Gutierrez has given up 2 hits. He's thrown 2 wild pitches and issued 2 walks. Stranded runners on second and third. Melhoff barely makes contact with that one, fouling it away. Lives to see another pitch, and it's still 0-2. Blues did their part, stranded a runner at third with 2 outs. Nothing in 2-pitch coming. Grounded to Clarkson at first. Taps the bag unassisted, and that's the first out. Melhoff now 1 for 2. TJ Foreman stepping to the plate is 0 for 1 with a fly out to center. Bats with no one on and 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. Still no score. Strike 1. Strike 2. Fouled off. Breaking ball again. Gutierrez, who we've seen start several batters off with the curveball, pitching backwards. And that's something that Chris Torres told us he would do against the Blues in his first start against them. He's also doing that today. Both pitchers pitching backwards. 0-2 the count. This is grounded to Mercado at short. He'll field and throw, and that's the second out. Two gone for Carrillo. 1 for 2 with a base hit. Single, excuse me. And we are still tied at 0. Absolute pitcher's duel. And Gutierrez doing his part, trying to get through 5 scoreless himself. Chris Torres was able to do so. Stranding a runner at third in the top of the 5th. We are in the bottom of the 5th. There's no one on and 2 outs for Carrillo. Sent out to left and staying fair. Carrillo will round first. And this will be extra bases. They'll be safe at second with the first extra base hit for either team on the afternoon. He is in scoring position with 2 outs now for Grant Smith.
Now batting, number 50, Grant Smith.
Smith has only reached on a walk, and he's one of Gutierrez's 2 strikeout victims. So officially 0 for 1. Batting now with Carrillo at second, and still 2 outs. Armstrong going to have a quick word with Gutierrez. Smith going to try and add to his RBI total of 8. Excuse me. There we go. 9. This is now Gutierrez's 3rd time through the lineup. Carrillo just doubled, and he's safe at second. Smith looks at ball 1. Gutierrez, who dealt with 2 men in scoring position back in the bottom of the 4th, was able to strand him there. Checking second and dealing a 1-0 pitch to Grant Smith. That fastball is lined into center field. Cermak can't make the catch. It bobbles off of him. A run's going to score. It is 1-0 Oaks. On the RBI single from Grant Smith. He now has 10 RBIs. Already a ball to center. And even with all of Cermak's speed, he could not get in front of that. Well, he did get in front of it, but couldn't get his glove under it. And it bounced off of his chest. Looks like Carrillo, who was safe at second, would have scored. He did indeed. It's 1-0 Oaks. And that is swung on and missed by Sandoval. Batting now with Smith at first and 2 gone in the bottom of the 5th. In now a 1-0 ball game. Outside ball 1. One ball and 1 strike to Sandoval. 0 for 2 today. 2 flyouts to right and left. Checked his swing and went around. Strike 2. One ball and 2 strikes. Gutierrez looking to end the inning with only minimal damage coming forth. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Smith is safe at second. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball. Misses high, ball 2. Two balls and 2 strikes. Smith takes off for second. Swung on and missed strike 3. It is the 3rd straight strikeout for Gutierrez to end the inning. To end an inning. And it's his 3rd on the day. Not before the Oaks score, though. They strike first and lead 1-0 on an RBI single from Grant Smith. That gets the scoring started. And Gutierrez has gotten through 5. Just the 1 run surrendered. Torres is going back out for a 6th inning of work. We'll see how this rings or how this holds. He has faced Cermak 3 times, and now he'll face the rest of this lineup. It'll be his 3rd time through. We mentioned, this is in me talking to the Oaks broadcasters. This is what they've told me, that he can get through the start of ball games clean. That's what we expect from Chris. That's what he's capable of doing, and that's what he's done. It's that 2nd or 3rd time through the lineup where things may change. And we'll see if the Blues can continue that trend for Chris. It's 1-0 Oaks. Top of the 6th coming up. I'm going to take a short break. Thanks for hanging out. Told you it'd be a short break. Top of the 6th underway. Torres still out there and dealing to Clarkson, who's 1 for 2. Fouled off, and the count is 0-1. TJ got the first hit of the day for the Blues. He's 1 for 2 against Torres. And we are now in a 1-0 ball game in favor of the Conejo Oaks. 0-1 pitch. A breaking ball misses for ball 1. One ball and 1 strike to TJ. No one on, no one out. Top 6. Takes strike 2. One ball and 2 strikes now. Oaks lead 1-0 on a Grant Smith RBI single. Clarkson lines one sharply down the right field line, and it is foul. It is still 1-2. The single by Smith followed a double from Carrillo, the first and only extra base hit of the game so far, and it would prove costly. Oaks would get their run, and they lead by that margin. Here's a 1-2. High and outside, count even at 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes. Checked his swing and took ball 3. Count full. TJ second on the team in walks to Tate Samuelson. Tate's got 19. TJ's got 18. Here's a payoff pitch from Chris Torres. Grounded to Smith at second. He'll gun to Bobo. That's the first out. Grotto, who's 0 for 1 with a walk, steps to the plate with no one on and 1 out in the top of the 6th. 1-0 our score in favor of the Oaks. Torres has gotten through 5 1/3. Grotto nails one to right, and it is foul. 0-1. Well, if the Blues are going to get to Torres, this is the part of the lineup that's got to do it. The heavy hitters, Grotto, Esperanza. If one of them is to reach, it would be Trimble. Middle of this lineup does not have a hit. And they only have 2 overall. So far, it's just been TJ and Costello. That misses, count even at 1-1. 3 walks have been issued. Runner stranded at third in the last half inning. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the pitch from Torres. Grotto grounds one. That's a fair ball. Torres digs it out of the grass, guns to first. It gets away from Bobo, and Grotto reaches. So it's not even a hit, but Grotto will reach nonetheless. It is an error on Chris Torres. E1. And here's Esperanza, who was 0 for 1 with a walk against Chris Torres, batting now with a runner on first and just 1 out in the top of the 6th. 1-0 Oaks is our score. Grotto's taking off for second, and Esperanza is popping one up. He's very mad at himself, as that one will be caught in fair territory by Melhoff, and now there's 2 gone. Grotto remains safe at first. And Trimble steps in 0 for 2 today.
Not bad. Number 28, Justin Trimble.
Now you just think Esperanza, if he takes the pitch and Grotto steals second, what we're looking at possibly. We'll see if the steal might still be on. First pitch from Torres to Trimble. Outside, they pitch out, and Grotto is still safe at first. So they might know it's coming now. 1-0 the count. Over to first again, and Grotto is safe. Trimble's got 3 RBIs on the season, all of which are go-ahead runs. Had a 2-run walk-off double back on the 8th against the Riptide. And here on the 4th, had an RBI single. That would end up being the winning run, 6-5. Those are his only 3 runs batted in. All have led to victories. 2-0 is the count. Two balls, no strikes. Grotto safe at first. 2 gone on the top of the 6th. Ball 3. Pitch. Misses ball 4. And Trimble has worked a walk. It's runners on first and second now for the Blues. And Kretschmar comes to the plate. So they've gotten men on. Not via base hits, but an E1 and a walk. Have Grotto at second and Trimble at first. For Austin Kretschmar in what'll be now the biggest at-bat for the Blues up until this point. Pitching coach comes out to have a word with Torres. He's gotten through 5 2/3. And you know he wants to go the distance. A guy who has really struggled as of late. 11 earned runs in his last 2 starts. His ERA is now the highest on the pitching staff. But none of that has shown today. He has given up 2 hits. He has held the Blues scoreless and is an out away from stranding
number 6.
2 more runners on. This is already the longest he's gone in a ball game. Previously, he had gone through 5, and now he's trying to get through 6, scoreless. First pitch to Kretschmar, misses high, ball 1. One ball, no strikes. Breaking pitch misses in the dirt, ball 2. Runners on first and second for the Blues. 2 gone, top 6. And Kretschmar's ahead on Torres. Checking second and dealing. Kretschmar takes strike 1. Torres gets the sign from Arrows. Pitching out of the stretch, they'll cycle through the signs again. Kretschmar 0 for 2 with 2 flyouts to left. Two balls and 1 strike. Kretschmar takes a breaking ball and swings it back to Torres on the mound. He'll shovel to first. He is through 6, scoreless. He has given up 2 hits, and it is his best performance of the season. What a job by Chris Torres. Not enough can be said. Blues are leaving runners on, but Torres is pitching out of trouble. He hasn't struck anyone out. Incredible. We're through 5.5. It's 1-0 Oaks. What a job by Chris Torres. I'm going to take a short break. Oaks bats will come up with a 1-0 lead in the home half of the 6th when I return. See if there's a new pitcher on the mound as well. There indeed will be. We'll introduce you to him in just a moment. Thanks for hanging out on the Blue Streaming Network. Bottom 6. On our way, Brendan Durfee, 0 for 2, leading things off for the Oaks. They lead 1-0 here in Thousand Oaks. We're at California Lutheran University. And newly inserted right-hander is Sam Page. Wild pitch to start Page's day off. Ball 1. Durfee has grounded out to the pitcher. He's popped up to short. The cleanup hitting DH leads off with his team leading 1-0. Page pitching in relief of Mike Gutierrez. Change up in there for strike 1. Count even. So Gutierrez, his day is done after giving up 5 hits and only 1 run. He was excellent. Not to be outdone is Chris Torres, who just got through 6 shutout innings against the Blues and has not struck a batter out. 2 balls and 1 strike to Durfee. Page pitching in relief. Sam Page, sophomore at the University of Nevada, Reno. Hometown of Phoenix, 6'1" right-hander. 2-1 pitch. In the dirt. And that hit him.
Number 7, Anson Arrows.
Durfee reaches after being hit by a pitch. Just going to go over Sam Page's numbers. He has a win on the season, and he picked that up in the 3rd game of the season. The ERA at 4.35. This is his 10th appearance. Usually goes an inning, sometimes 2. First man that he sees reaches after being hit by a pitch. So Durfee has reached for the first time today. And Anson Arrows, who is 1 for 2 with a single, stands in. 1 man on, no outs, bottom 6. Checked his swing, and it went off his bat. It is strike 1. It's 1-0 Oaks. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Bounce to the plate again. And Durfee is still safe at first. He was hit by a pitch, and count is 1-1 to Anson Arrows. One, and taking off for second. And in there with a stolen base is Brendan Durfee. So he's in scoring position now, and there's still no outs in the bottom of the 6th. And the count is 2-1 as Anson Arrows took a ball. For Durfee, it's his 2nd stolen base, and he is in scoring position for Arrows. Page will check second and deliver a 2-1 pitch. It's bounced again, and it's 3-1.
Hey, he's dragging like this.
3 balls and 1 strike. Checked his swing and took ball 4. It's runners on first and second now. There's still nobody out for the slugging first baseman, Brendan Bobo. This is tense time already. Page is pitching in relief, of course. Gutierrez, who is excellent. Only the 1 run allowed. Goes the deepest he's gone in a ball game all season. Just the 1 run allowed on 5 hits. And it was that first extra base hit that hurt him. It was Carrillo that doubled. Smith would single. Carrillo would score. And Torres comes out for a 6th inning of work and holds the Blues scoreless again. So now Page tasked with keeping this at just a 1-run lead, and Bob Miller's going to pull him. This is the second time this season. I want to get this right. Yeah, this is the second time this season that Sam Page has been pulled without recording it out. Faces two men, hits one, walks the other. Runners on first and second now, and we'll have a pitching change. We'll introduce you to the new Blues pitcher when we come back on the Blues Streaming Network. I'm Zach Ibrahim, and going to be happier to have you along with us and making us a part of your Saturday afternoon. It's 1-0 Elks. I'll be right back. Yeah, it's Miller Plyman who's been inserted. He's made more appearances than any Blues pitcher this entire season. This will be his 12th, and he'll be thrust into a tough situation. The senior at Arkansas will have to get out of runners on first and second with no one out in the bottom of the sixth in a 1-0 ball game here in Thousand Oaks. Swung on and missed. He's also facing Brendan Bobo. This is All-Star versus All-Star. Miller's record at 1-1. Again, 1.8 ERA, pitching in relief. 20 innings pitched under his belt. Only 4 earned runs the entire season. If he gives up any here, they would not be charged to him. That's swung on and missed in the dirt again, and it's already 0-2.
82 numbers.
No outs, bottom 6. 2 men on. 0-2 count. Here's the third pitch to Bobo. Laid off the slider and took it for ball 1. One ball and 2 strikes. Tense time here in the bottom of the 6th. 1-2 pitch. Got him swinging. That is a huge first out. Plyman inserted, throws 4 pitches, strikes him out with a 91-mile-an-hour heater.
Now batting number 3, JT Navia.
Still don't know what that song is. Next time he's up, I'm going to Shazam it. Runners are still on first and second with one out in the bottom of the sixth. Miller got the first one. He struck out Bobo. Now faces Naviak, who's 0 for 2. In the dirt, ball 1. Miller's just been so sharp. He's given up 4 earned runs on the season. In total, he's given up 13. 9 were not charged to him. So he's been thrust into a lot of situations, as this one is fouled off and it's 1-1, where he comes in, the runners on base are not, he's not responsible for him. But this has been Bob Miller's guy. If there's traffic, if he needs 1 out, 2 outs, if he's going to come in relief, he's going to Plyman in big situations. And this certainly is a big one. Big game for both teams, playoff implications. 1 ball and 1 strike. Fouled off, and it's 1-2. It's Durfee at second. He was hit by a pitch and stole second base. Excuse me. Yeah, he did. And then Arrows walked. Fouled off, and it's still 1-2. One-run ball game here in the bottom of the sixth. Plyman facing Naviak, the Oaks' hottest hitter. Plyman comes set and deals a 1-2 pitch. Just misses. Ball 2, count even. The strikeout of Bobo was Plyman's 20th. 6'3", hard-thrown right-hander. Hometown of Fayetteville, Arkansas. Playing a summer ball in slow. Here's a 2-2 pitch to JT Naviak. 1 gone and 2 runners on in the bottom of the sixth. Missing again, and the count is full. Runners on first and second. Here's a payoff pitch. This is grounded to Mercado at short. He'll toss to Grotto at second, and they'll take the out there. They get the out at second, and now it'll be runners at the corners with 2 out for Greg Melhoff. And Naviak is aboard, reaching on a fielder's choice. Arrows is out as he took the out at second, and now Brendan Durfee is safe at third. It is still 1-0. Plyman is an out away from keeping it that way, and will have to do so facing Melhoff, who is 1 for 2. Umpires are meeting right now. Runners are on first and third with 2 outs in the bottom of the sixth and a 1-run ball game. Any idea what they're talking about, Max? Nope. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Thanks for the obvious. All right. Runners runners are at the corners with just 2 outs. It's Melhoff. Melhoff in his short time as an Oak. And this is his 10th game. He's got 2 RBIs. He's going to be looking to add to that total. Can do so with a base hit. Runners are on first and third. It's a 1-run ball game in the bottom of the 6th. Plyman deals. Strike 1 as it's swung on and missed. Plyman has pitched in more games than any Blues pitcher. This is game 36, and this he's pitching in his 12th. This is grounded to Clarkson at first, taps the bag. Inning is over, and Plyman gets out of the jam. Big time stuff from Miller Plyman. This is still a 1-run ball game as we will head to the top of the 7th. Pitching change. Day done for Chris Torres. Well, we've documented it and we'll do so again. He walked 3 men, gave up 2 hits, did not give up a run, and struck no one out. In this game, there have been, 4 strikeouts. Wow. I've never seen anything like it. We're going to head to the top of the 7th, and we will introduce you to the new Oaks pitcher when we come back from this short break. Hope you've enjoyed this one as much as I have. It has been a pitcher's duel. It is 1-0 Oaks. Top of the 7th coming up. Blues bats. It'll be led off by Nick Costello. He'll lead off another inning. Thanks for hanging out. Such a wide array of music being played here at Sparky Anderson Field in Thousand Oaks, California. A little Pirates of the Caribbean theme. This one's been fun. It's 1-0 Oaks, and newly inserted right-hander is a senior at Ole Miss. His name's Cole Baker, hometown of Birmingham, Alabama. This is his 6th appearance, and he's a sharp reliever out of the pen. 2.38 ERA, a save, and 11 1/3 innings pitched. He leads us off against Nick Costello. Showing bunt and pulling away. It was off his bat at strike 1. Baker has pitched against the Blues twice. Blues lit him up back on the 2nd. Plated 3 runs against him. on 4 hits. Then he'd get revenge in, albeit a 9-run victory. He'd go 3 full, not give up a hit, strike out 3, has not pitched since the 17th. Flared out to left, but drifting foul, and it's 0-2. Costello thought he had his second hit and possibly extra bases. 0-2 the count. 1-0 Oaks in the top of the 7th. Oh-2 pitch. Costello swings and misses through strike 3. Baker struck him out. That's the first strikeout for Oaks pitching. For Baker, it is strikeout number 16 this season. And Mark Armstrong steps to the plate. No one on and 1 out. 1-run ball game in the top of the 7th. Mark 0 for 2 today. Flaring that out to left, and it's a base hit. Third hit of the day for the Blues. First for Armstrong. He's aboard with a single, and Mercado steps to the plate. Just 1 gone in a 1-run ball game here in the top of the 7th. Blues could not get to Torres, and will look to hit Baker. First pitch to Mercado. Misses high, ball 1. Baker comes set. Deals a 1-0. Mercado shows bunt. It goes foul, and it's 1-1. So Mercado, as he gets the sign from Bob Miller, might look to lay this one down, advance Armstrong into scoring position, and leave the job to Cermak. But we'll see. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 gone, top 7. Swinging away, and it's 1-2. Baker revving it up to 93. Ball and 2 strikes. Armstrong safe at first. Breaking ball is foul tipped into the glove of Arrows, and it's a strikeout of Mercado. Here comes Cermak. Cermak, who homered in his first at-bat back after his 10-day quarantine, and he told me it was the first time in his life he had ever hit a leadoff home run. Baker, first pitch to him, gets him to swing and miss through one. Is that catcher's interference? Oh, a balk. They're going to say Baker balked. So that pitch did not count. But Armstrong is in scoring position for Cermak. You could tie this thing with a base hit. We'll see. Baker looks in. Now with Armstrong at second. And here is the first pitch to Cermak. It is fouled back, and it's 0-1. We're already seeing a 10-mile-an-hour difference in velocity between the fastballs of Baker and Torres. Baker is low 90s guy. 0-1 count to Cermak. Armstrong's at second. It's 1-0 Oaks. Ball 1. One ball and 1 strike. To Ryan Cermak, 0 for 3 with 3 loud flyouts. Ball 2. 2-1 pitch. Cermak looks at strike 2. Perfectly placed fastball, and the count is even. It is 1-0 Oaks. We're in the top of the 7th, and there are 2 outs with the tying run at second for Ryan Cermak. Baker will check second and deliver a 2-2 pitch that drifts high, and it's ball 3. The count is full. If Cermak walks or reaches in any capacity, it'll be Clarkson. Payoff pitch. Flared out to left. Drifting back is Carrillo, and he'll make the catch with room. That is 4 loud flyouts for Ryan Cermak. And a runner stranded at second. It is still 1-0 Oaks as we'll head to the bottom of the 7th. 1-run ball game. It's going to be tense time the rest of the way. You don't want to go anywhere. You won't want to miss the finish to this one. Oaks bats have their chance to tack on. TJ Foreman due up when we come back in the bottom of the 7th. Miller Plyman set for his second inning of relief. How good was he in his first? It's a rhetorical question. I'll be right back. Thanks for hanging out. That's a little more like it. Red Hot Chili Peppers welcoming us to the bottom of the 7th. It's a 1-0 ball game as Plyman will face Foreman. Foreman 0 for 2. Fly out to center. Ground out to short. Faces Plyman for the first time today. 1-run ball game. Bottom 7th underway. Plyman. Ball 1. Grounded foul to the left side. Count 1-1. Plyman, who had to deal with runners on second and first with no one out in the bottom of the 6th. That's how he was introduced to the ball game. He'd go on to strike out Bobo, and then Naviak would ground into a fielder's choice. He'd be safe at first, but they'd take the out at second, and then Melhoff would ground out to first unassisted. 1 ball and 1 strike to Foreman. Missing outside. Oh. Strike 2. I thought the first pitch was a better pitch than that one. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Max agrees. Fouled away. Still 1-2. Still no one on and no one out. 1-0 Oaks in the bottom of the 7th. 1 ball and 2 strikes to TJ Foreman. Grounded foul to the left side and into the Oaks dugout. One, two from Plyman. This is grounded foul again. With the slider. And Foreman a little late on it. Another 1-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Plyman's second strikeout. And it's the first out of the bottom of the 7th. Back to the top of the lineup in Austin Carrillo.
Now batting, number 17, Austin Carrillo.
Carrillo came around to score after doubling. He was driven in by Grant Smith, but he is 2 for 3. All his damage done against the starter, Mike Gutierrez. Plyman pitching in relief of him now. He's gotten 4 outs in this 1-run ball game, facing Carrillo for the first time today. No one on, 1 out. 1-0 Oaks. Ball 1 outside. One ball, no strikes. Second pitch from Plyman to Carrillo. Drifts outside, ball 2. Carrillo near the top of the Oaks in average, 283. Two balls, no strikes. Now 3 balls, no strikes. They've gone to the same place in terms of location. And I believe pitch all 3 times, missing and not inducing a swing from Carrillo. 3-0 is the count. No one on and 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. Still 1-0 Oaks. Here's a 3-0. We'll see if Carrillo unloads. We'll take strike 1. Time called. Now we'll resume. Carrillo has walked 11 times this season. 3-1 pitch. Flared out to left and beyond the reach of Kretschmar. It's over his head, and it's a base hit for Carrillo, his 3rd. He's 3 for 4.
Now batting, number 15.
He said, "What walk? I'm going to hit this thing. I'm safe at first now." He is indeed for Grant Smith, the man that drove him in. His RBI single is the reason it's 1-0 Conejo Oaks. And now with Carrillo on and just 1 out, Smith steps to the plate. 1 for 2 officially, RBI and a walk. 6th hit for the Oaks. Grounded back to Plyman. He guns to second. Mercado now to first. It's a double play. One to 6 to 3. That was fun. And Plyman has gotten 6 outs. 2 full innings of scoreless relief for Miller Plyman, and we are still in a 1-0 ball game. Top of the 8th coming up. Blues bats with a chance to change that. It'll still be Cole Baker pitching for the Oaks. Well, both starters were excellent. Both relievers have been excellent. Blues hope that they can change that. It's a 1-0 ball game, and I'll be back for the top of the 8th. Don't go anywhere. Here's TJ, 1 for 3 today. Cole Baker's still out there. Top of the 8th underway with ball 1. Baker's still touching 90, hitting 90, over 90. He's revving up the heaters. Clarkson had the first hit of the day for either team. So last time he reached. Another really nice pitch. That one's 1-1. No one on, no one out for Clarkson. Top 8 underway. Baker's second inning of relief. Worked around an Armstrong base hit. Swung on and missed. It's 1-2. Blues have 6 outs to work with. They are down 1. They have been shut out once this season. Only once. And that was in a very strange ball game in Irvine against the Riptide. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Missing ball 2. TJ leads the team in walks. It's been an on-base machine, as has the man who's due up after him, Mason Grotto. 2-2 pitch from Baker to Clarkson. Grounded to Naviak. He'll throw to Bobo at first. And that's the first out. Grotto does not have a base hit, and we rarely say that this deep into the ball game. He's reached on a walk and an error. He'll look at strike 1, perfectly placed fastball. A 1 pitch. Grotto looks inside, ball 1. Well, I've said it every time this part of the lineup is up. If you're going to rally, if you're going to come back to tie or take the lead, these are the men that have to do it. 1-1 pitch. High ball 2. That one revved up to 94, highest Baker's touched. They obviously don't have to do it, but it can start with them. Grotto stands in 2 on the count. Baker comes set and deals. Grotto takes way inside, ball 3. Getting out of the way of that one barely. And is ahead in the count, 3-1. Has walked already. Grotto walked for the 16th time. Lines this one right at Smith. Hard hit line drive to second base. And it's the second out. The second hard hit line out. To second. 2 gone and no one on for AJ Esperanza. Well, the Oaks remember this man. Blues had lost 3 in a row coming into a game against the Oaks in early July. He'll look at ball 1. In the bottom of the 8th, they were down 4-3. And with this man at the plate and another man on, he would go deep. In the bottom of the 8th, go ahead 2-run bomb. 1-0. Slapped. That's a fair ball. Bobo has it. Gets there just in time. Baker has himself a 1-2-3 top of the 8th. Blues are running out of time. It's 1-0 Oaks. And we'll head to the bottom of the 8th with our score at just that. Raul Sandoval is due up. He's 0 for 3. And it's still Miller Plyman, who struts back to the mound has been excellent in his 2 innings of relief, has held the Oaks scoreless, and will look to do so one more time before the Blues will get their final chance. In the top of the 9th, it's 1-0 Oaks. I'm going to take a short break and be right back with you. Thanks for hanging out on the Blue Streaming Network.
Now batting, number 14, Raul Sandoval.
Bottom 8, 1-0 Oaks. Here's Sandoval, 0 for 3 against Plyman, as promised, righty on righty. Here's the first pitch. Fouled back, and it's 0-1. On the count to Sandoval. Grounded, foul. 0-2. Temperatures now in the low 70s. Nice quiet evening in Thousand Oaks. It's always quiet here. Polar opposite atmosphere than we have at Sinsheimer Park. To the point where, if anything is said from that dugout that the umpire doesn't agree with, could see an ejection. Swung on a missed strike 3. Saw that last time we were here. Casey Belt. Casey Belt got ejected, and I'd never seen that before, where the umpire literally looks at the dugout and says, someone has to go. Casey said, all right, I'll leave. Pinch hitter. It is Andrew Sharp hitting in the place of Brendan Durfee. Lyman dealing to Sharp for the first time. There's 1 gone in the bottom of the 8th and no one on. 1-0 Oaks, still our score. Fouled off, strike 1. A 1 pitch. Perfectly placed, and that's strike 2. Nothing into the count. 1-0 Oaks. You're at Sparky Anderson Field. George Sparky Anderson Field at Kalu. Nothing in 2 pitch. Fouled off again. Sharp, this is his 15th game. 231 average. Oaks as a team hit 246. They have scored their 1 run on 6 hits. 5 of which came against Mike Gutierrez, who was excellent. Only 1 run allowed. That's fouled off now to the right side, and it is still 0-2. One out. Sandoval was struck out by Plyman to lead off the bottom of the 8th, and now we're seeing Andrew Sharp down 0-2 to Plyman. No one on, 1 out. 1-0 Oaks in the bottom of the 8th. Plyman trying to get himself a 3rd scoreless inning of relief. That's ball 1. One nothing Oaks. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Plyman comes set and deals. Breaking ball swung on and missed. Strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Plyman. He got Sandoval, he gets Sharp, and now faces Arrows, who is 1 for 2 with a single and a walk. No one on for him with 2 gone. Facing Plyman for the first time today. Blues have used 3 pitchers. Mike Gutierrez started, went 5 full. Sam Page came in, hit a man, walked a man, did not record an out. Plyman since then has come in, has struck out 4. Ball 1. Plyman has struck out 4. He has given up 1 hit, and he has held the Oaks scoreless through 2 2/3. 1-0 pitch. Flared to the left side, and it's 1-1. One. Fouled off again, and it's 1-2. Plyman wants a new baseball. One ball and 2 strikes to Anson Arrows. Doing the catching today for the Oaks, who lead 1-0. We're in the bottom of the 8th with 2 outs, no one on. Plyman has struck out back-to-back men. Trying to strike out the side. 1-2 pitch. He'll do so. Slider in the glove of Armstrong. Plyman strikes out the side. Sandoval, Sharp, and Arrows all down swinging. Blues down to the last 3 outs. They're down 1-0. It'll be Justin Trimble, unless there is indeed a pinch hitter. We'll see if that holds true, but it is 1-0 Oaks. And that's what we know so far. It'll have to be a rally in the top of the 9th with 3 outs to go. Blues have only been shut out once this season, trying to avoid history repeating itself. Cole Baker is set to have his 3rd inning of relief, and he's trying to keep things scoreless as well. 3 outs away from a win, and it would be a big one for the Oaks, without question. They're a game and a half behind the Blues for 2nd place in the South. Right now, they're in 3rd. But with a loss, in danger of falling behind the Orange County Riptide, who are taking on the last place Barons as we speak. Big game, big implications, big top of the 9th coming up. Hope he didn't go anywhere. It will indeed be Justin Trimble. See him getting ready, step into the box. He'll be leading things off against Cole Baker. 1-0 Oaks. Baker's been sharp, only the 1 base hit allowed to Armstrong, worked around that. Had himself a 1-2-3 top of the 8th. Here we go. Trimble versus Baker. Leading off the top of the 9th. 1-0 Oaks here in Thousand Oaks. Strike one. There's that dugout. Nothing in one. The count. Foul to the left side, and it's 0-2. Nothing into the count quickly on Trimble. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Trimble grounds this one to Smith at second. Routine play. Gun to first. One gone. Tate Samuelson is pinch hitting for Austin Kretschmar. Tate did not get the start. Got himself a day off, but now checked his swing and went around. It's strike one. The one at-bat he comes in for is the biggest up until this point. It's 1-0 Oaks. And Baker trying to pick up a save and a win for the Oaks. It would be a huge one. 0-1. Samuelson looks at ball one as that one misses. You could argue this would be the Oaks' biggest win this season. If you talk to their broadcasters, if you talk to the team, they'll say that their previous biggest win came at Sinsheimer Park, that comeback victory. 1-1 strike. Missing, and it's ball two. Samuelson is the tying run. And due up after him is another pinch hitter. It's Vince Martinez, who just walked across our camera. 2-1 strike. No one on and one gone in the top of the ninth. Baker deals a 2-1 to Samuelson. Ball three. Just missing, and a good take by Tate. Ahead in the count, 3-1. 1-0 our score. Here it is. Strike two, count full. Here we go. Tense time. Baker going to deliver a payoff pitch to Tate Samuelson. Blues have 2 outs to work with. Down a run. Here's the payoff pitch. It's swung on and missed for strike three. And Vince Martinez is the last chance for the Blues.
Pinch hitting to the Blues, number 4, Vincent Martinez.
Martinez, his first at-bat. Him and Samuelson both not getting the start, both days off, but in this 1-0 ball game, Bob Miller sends his heavy hitters as the tying runs to the plate. Blues are down to their final out. 2 gone in the top of the ninth. It's 1-0 Oaks. Here's the first pitch to Martinez. It breaks high, and it's ball one. Blues coming off of back-to-back wins against the Barons, the last place Barons, and will be in Compton to play them again tomorrow. 1-0 pitch. Martinez takes inside ball two. Whoa. Okay. Strike one. Excuse me. Count even. 1-1. Fouled back, and it's 1-2. Blues down to their final strike. Just missing, and it's 2-2. The Oaks can feel it. They're a strike away from victory. Two balls and 2 strikes. The pitch to Martinez is grounded down the left field line. It's a fair ball, and Martinez is aboard with a single. Slow roller. And Vince is aboard. It's the 4th hit for the Blues. I love it. Martinez is aboard. He's the tying run at first. Third straight pinch hitter. It's Vinny Bologna. This is interesting. They're subbing out Cole Baker. He had 1 out to go, and they pull Baker. We'll introduce you to the new Oaks catcher when we come back. It'll be Vinny Bologna. And Vinny Bologna will be the go-ahead run at the plate. Vince Martinez, who just singled down the left field line, is safe at first. It's 1-0 Oaks. We're in the top of the 9th. I'll be right back. Vinny Bologna is the go-ahead run, and he'll face Clayton Rickerman, newly inserted senior out of California Lutheran University.
Not bad. Number 20, Vincent Bologna.
Goes to school here, places summer ball here, and we'll pitch to Bologna here with Martinez at first. He's the tying run. Bologna is the go-ahead run. There's 2 outs in the top of the 9th. It's 1-0 Oaks. Here's the first pitch from Rickerman to Bologna. It is swung on and missed for strike 1. Martinez sent one down the left field line. They waited for it to roll foul. It hit the third base bag, and that made it a fair ball, so he's safe at first. 0-1 pitch to Bologna. That is a foul ball, and it's 0-2. Then he has swung at back-to-back breaking pitches and is behind 0-2. Blues are down to their final strike again. Nothing into the count. Rickerman inserted to get 1 out as they pulled Baker. Here's that 0-2 to Bologna. They're pitching him away. Swung on and missed, strike 3. 3 straight off-speed pitches, finishes off Bologna and finishes off the ballgame. The final is 1-0 Oaks. What a performance it was by this pitching staff, by both teams' pitching staffs. Not to be outdone. Blues do not get the victory, but all the props to the Oaks. Held the Blues to 4 hits. They shut them out for the second time this season. Oddly enough, the first time they were shut out was in Irvine. They had 3 hits. Tonight in Thousand Oaks, it's the Oaks that come away with the 1-0 victory, hold the Blues to 4 hits, and move up. They are now half a game behind the Blues for second place in the South. Playoff implications, well, they mean a lot as we're winding down the stretch of this season. It's a loss for the Blues, unfortunately. They'll be back tomorrow at MLB Youth Academy in Compton, California. Can I get some final pitching lines? Thank you. Mike Gutierrez, it was his best performance of the year. He goes 5 full innings, 5 hits allowed, just 1 earned run, 2 walks and 3 strikeouts. Sam Page came in, hit a man, walked a man, did not record an out. Miller Plyman was excellent as well. 3 full innings, just 1 hit allowed, no earned runs, struck out 5. But it's Chris Torres who goes 6 full, gives up 2 hits, no runs, and struck no one out. Crazy stuff in TO tonight. 1-0. Oaks is your final. Cole Baker also came in after Torres, 2 2/3, 2 hits allowed, no earned runs, of course, and Rickerman gets that final out. 1-0 the final. Oaks walk away with the victory. For Max Lober, our Blue statistician, I'm Zach Ebrahim saying so long for the call of this one. We'll be in Compton tomorrow. First pitch around 1 p.m. Join us then, won't you? Good night, everybody.